3 years ago, our family moved to a remote village. Although there was a garage in the twistory villa, we were not happy. We lost our original neighbors and friends. Usually, I can only play with my sister. I told my sister that it would be great if we didn't team move. My sister also said, but there was no way. I also want to play with my old friends. I told my sister, why don't we find a way to move back? My sister advised me to take the responsibility and settle down. But one night, when I was asleep, I heard a voice. When I woke up, I chose to continue sleeping, but I felt someone approaching me, saying something in my ear. It was a girl's voice. She said, "This is her home, she doesn't welcome us." I was scared, but I didn't dare to open my eyes. She kept telling us to get out. Get out, get out, get out. I even felt a pair of hands pinching my throat. I opened my eyes, let out a scream, and alarmed my parents. But when they came to my room, they found nothing. I told my parents everything I had experienced. My parents actually believed it. Maybe they had the same experience as me. Soon, our family moved away, moving back to here we used to live. In the car, my sister and I smiled. Hey, 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 it was a big snowy Christmas that year. My parents were on a business trip, so they couldn't go home. My sister and I were playing at home. The nanny suddenly opened the door. She told us with a frown on her face that there were bad guys in the house. We were very scared. We hid in the corner and heard a scream from downstairs. There were really bad guys in the house. We heard the sound of footsteps upstairs. We were very scared and shrunk together. We only had a pencil in our hands. But what appeared in front of us was actually our nanny. But the nanny suddenly fainted in front of us. The bad guys were beating the door hard. Finally, they broke the window and broke in through the door. Just when the bad guys wanted to commit murder, the sisters blocked in front of me. I was so scared that I fainted. When I woke up, I was already in the hospital. The sisters were only slightly injured. The bad guys were soon arrested. Our nanny was arrested with them. It turned out that they wanted to cooperate with us. If there were no such strong, I really don't know what the result would be. I couldn't stand the alcohol, so I drank a little. Not only did I get drunk, but I was also very careless. I got up and wanted to go to the bathroom, but my roommate told me not to go to the bathroom on the first floor. If you want to go to the second floor. But I drank too much. Of course, I wanted to go wherever I wanted to go. When I came to the bathroom on the first floor, I found that there was only one toilet, one bathtub, and two pots in such a large space. There was not even a sink. After I was done, I could only squat by a pot. I wanted to wash my hands, but just as I was about to touch the water basin, a red hand suddenly came out. I was scared and sat on the ground in a panic. When I turned around and looked at the door, I found a woman's figure at the door. I was so scared that I couldn't move. In the end, I used all my strength to escape the bathroom. When I went back to the table and told my friends about my experience, my friend told me that the first floor was actually a woman's side. You may have met my sister, but I don't dare to believe why your sister is red. The three of us perverts drove outside in the middle of the night with two cuties to meet demons and ghosts. On the way, we found a path that did not appear on the navigation. This road is like an ancient tower. Young people who love to explore are not afraid of the sky and the ground. When you enter that door, you will first see a bow and arrow. Then we found a hidden door that seemed to lead to the ground. I broke it with an axe. The time in front of me was dense. We shot down and opened the door. A dark tunnel was a little scary. There was a poster of Jangma Group hanging next to it. Well, walked into the secret passage. I was surprised. A small theater suddenly appeared underground. The strange smell made me speechless. There was a wooden box in the center of the theater. A doll holding a key made us nervous. When I went to get the key, the music of the radio was playing in the theater. A small clown with sharp teeth made the atmosphere tense. We crossed the corridor, ran away from the scene, and went back to the car. I remembered that I saw an iron door inside. It was tightly locked. When I got the key, I swore that I would come again. I had an experience that made me insomnia for 10 years. One summer vacation, I watched TV at home with several girlfriends. We decided to fin something exciting, so we planned a night run. The starting point was a shopping center 5 kilometers away from home. We ran home from there. We passed a forest with wild animals on the way. We are all football players. 5 kilometers should be no problem. It is just that my foot has been injured recently. We bought some things at the shopping center. We left until dark. At the door of the shopping center, we met a beggar. My parents taught me to help people in need, but we really didn't have any cash on us. We had to refuse him. The beggar wanted to ask us for some food, but we still refused him. He left in a strange way. We also started the exciting night run as planned. Because my foot was injured, I kept running till the end. I felt like something was following us behind. We passed the forest. We saw something dragging a small deer. Everyone was scared. We ran to the street. I finally had the courage to look back. I saw the homeless man. We went home. We slept together. But when I woke up, I found the homeless man lying in front of the window. Since then, I have had endless insomnia. I have severe insomnia. I sleep less than 10 minutes a day, and I am extremely afraid of the dark. So every time I sleep, I turn on the light in the bathroom. The light in the room makes me feel at ease, but I still can't control my insomnia. I still can't sleep. It is like I am lying in a space of fear and loneliness. But one day, I turned around. This time, my head was facing the bed. I felt like I was sleeping with my eyes open, and I kicked my back to one side. In a moment of blur, I seemed to see a figure. He was wearing a windbreaker and a hat. I couldn't see his face clearly. I seemed to see his open mouth. It was like a broken piece of paper. When he opened his mouth, there was a rustling sound. I couldn't help reaching out to touch it. My arm was sucked in by the force of irresistibility. Not only that, I felt like I was in an endless loop. I turned around and lay on the bed. At 4:30 a.m., I fell to the ground. I finally woke up. I saw the wardrobe door was open. My coat was hanging on the side. I took the coat and closed the wardrobe door. I slept like a log until dawn. I've been unemployed at home for 10 years. I am in a good mood because I can still sell things online. I posted all my things on the internet. This includes my favorite doll when I was a child. When I posted it on the internet, I saw a little girl looking at me. She looked like she was 8 or 9 years old. She was wearing a red dress. She stared at me like that. I heard a strange sound in the room. I turned around and looked. When I turned around, I found the girl staring at me gone. When I was about to go to bed, I saw my doll looking at me. It reminded me of the girl before. I turned her head over. When I woke up, I found the doll's head turned back. It scared me. I turned the whole doll over. I had a bad day. I felt like something was staring at me. When I got back to the bedroom, I tried to talk to Thedel, but there was no answer. It was awkward. I felt like I was possessed. I felt like I was touched by a finger. I had goosebumps all over my body. I was very scared. I ran away from the bedroom. I put the doll down. When I got home, I felt calm and peaceful. I am a woman with a strong sense of crisis. I can also say that my intuition is very accurate. One time, I went to see a doctor when I was waiting for the nurse to call. There was a strange man next to me. He looked like a homeless man. He kept bowing his head and sending messages on his cell phone. The cell phone didn't match his clothes. I secretly looked at the message he sent. He sent a message to a man named David. The content of the message was actually related to home. He said he was sitting next to a woman. It seemed that his legs and feet were very inconvenient. It was easier to get it. Isn't he the person Ray talking about me? When the man went out, the nurse happened to call me. I explained to the doctor my worries. The doctor also called the police for me. They also found 2 people in the car at the door of the hospital. Then I saw the news. The 2 people were the fugitives wanted by the police. This is the story of my brother. He is ignorant and stubborn. His whole family was almost buried with him. My brother and I have nothing to talk about at school. I don't know anything about my brother as friends. We are a big family. We all talk about each other, just at a family gathering. My brother and I were playing a game, but my brother's phone kept ringing out of the blue. When he saw the message, he felt a little strange. He started to laugh, but I don't think it as that simple. Just when my brother went to the bathroom, His phone rang again. I couldn't help but be curious. I went to check his phone. I saw his unread message. That person is Kiao-ni, my brother's good friend. When I opened the message, I saw all kinds of threats and curses in front of me. Kiao-ni said he was outside our house. My brother was responsible for what he did. I was really scared. When my brother came back, I told him everything. At this time, I heard someone breaking in. Our family was in a panic. We were terrified. My brother called the police. Kiao-ni was finally taken away by the police. It turned out that he did this just because he shared secrets with his best friend. And his friend, my brother, had a big mouth full of gossip. So please respect your friends. Respect their trust in you. Secrets are secrets. I am a big-hearted person. People call me a silly girl. One day, I went to my aunt's house to play. I saw a lonely girl on the swing in the community. I ignored her existence and kept walking. My aunt's house was on the top floor, so we had to take the elevator. But when we were in the elevator suddenly shook and then fell into darkness. In front of me, I seemed to see that girl again. As the elevator returned to normal, I soon forgot about her. At 12 o'clock in the evening, I was so bored that I finally put down my phone and went to bed. But in the dark, I felt footsteps. Then I heard someone calling me. I followed the call of the voice. As I walked, I felt something was wrong, so I stopped. That voice told me to keep going. But when I just took that step, I was pulled back. When I opened my eyes, I was at the edge of the roof. I fell down. I ran back and told my aunt. She didn't believe me, but I kept sleeping like a normal person. Then I saw the news about that girl on TV. I provided clues to the security guard with the help of my friend, and that girl told us she was hiding a cat.